Laura here from Firebird Summit. So I've moved to Miami, I'm getting settled in, and it's time for this week's video. So I kind of wanted to come back to the ongoing conversation around strengths and Gallup's work in this area. I had an interesting exchange with somebody on LinkedIn this week, and he was talking about how, from his perspective as a consultant who works with organizations from the senior level down, that, the truth is helping managers is fine, but a lot of times managers are the people who are the least engaged in an organization, which we absolutely know is true. And how, from his perspective, the value of working with managers is minimal when it comes to changing the nature of the company. That really you have to start at the top and it needs to be pushed down. And the truth is, I actually completely agree with him. But here's the thing. My priority, personally, what I care about, not so much about changing companies. It's about helping people change their lives. I was very, very, very lucky early in my career in that I had, quite by accident, found myself in a job in a company surrounded by people working on projects that I loved. And after many years of thinking that work was the permanent prison sentence that you spent your adult life in, getting into a job where I discovered I could be engaged, I could be excited, I could learn, I could make some of the most amazing friends I could ever ask for in my life. And I could do stuff that was fun, genuinely exciting and interesting, was a revelation for me. And so if there's any one topic on the planet that I ever get sort of religious about, it's the idea that when done properly, or when you really are empowered to lean into what a work opportunity provides, that it can be an amazing vehicle for your own personal growth. But here's the other thing. People change jobs a lot. And while that is more true of younger generations than it is of older, the reality is for the most of us, changing jobs is about a 24 to 6 month turnover process. So my goal as a coach, as a consultant, is to help people learn the skills that they need, that they're going to take with them to their next job. Because you know what? This job, A, it's definitely not going to last indefinitely. And B, might not be the best place for you to apply the things that you learn. And it might not be the best place for you to empower your team. And it might not be the best place for you to actually be happy at work on a daily basis, for you to do things that you find meaningful with people that you care about. But that doesn't mean that the skills you learn aren't valuable, because you take those with you to the next place you go. And if there's one thing that has been enormously important for me when I found myself in jobs that are, boring or not difficult because they're all difficult, but frustrating or disappointing or just disengaging, is the fact that I've still found ways to make really valuable connections with people who have been important in my life on an ongoing basis. And in hindsight, I've been very lucky in the ones who have very generously told me what it was that I did that helped them, both in that specific role and on an ongoing basis. So yes, absolutely. Employee engagement is enormously valuable within organizations, and I do not ever underestimate the value of it or the importance of driving that from a senior level down if your goal is to transform an organization. And there are plenty of organizations that I'm all in favor of transforming. However, I do not tilt at windmills. As a rule, in my life, I believe that the most specifically useful thing I can do is to take on battles that are winnable. And for me, the most winnable battle is helping one person learn that work can be fun and meaningful and valuable for themselves personally, their family, and their friends. And two, that they can actually help other people see the value of that for themselves also. Work has such potential to be a great platform for growth, for success, for validation, for stimulation, and honestly, for the relationships in our lives. That's where I start. So, to the gentleman whose point was very valid, that big organizational transformation is probably a futile effort if it doesn't start at the top. I completely hear you, and I absolutely agree. But my goal is for a manager to believe in the importance of that function and to start learning the skills that need to be applied for themselves and for their staff so that you can be a positive influence for yourself and the people around you, whether it's this job at this company or whether it's the next one you take. So have a fantastic week. Next week is Christmas, so I will probably not be doing a video. So have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. And I hope every single one of you gets a great wish for the New Year's that includes working on things that you love with people that matter. Thanks, and happy 2020.